Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
ComicBookAdvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like ComicBookAdvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love comics. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's October 8th, 2020. It is 11 a.m. It's time to talk about the news. We have Meredith here to co-anchor today. Meredith, tell them who you are and what you're working on.
All right, you guys, I'm Meredith Loughran. I am the associate editor at geekinsider.com, as well as the project coordinator of Indie Vent, which I will be talking about later. Back to you, Rob.
And that was so quick and easy and simple, and I did it.
I'm working on it. I'm working on my pitch. It's getting a little better.
You just get the one thing you did forget, though, is that you're a comic book creator, because you have a story already ready to go into something. We're hoping to have big news for you guys next week about that, as Meredith might actually be published by the end of the year. How awesome is that? We look forward to talking about that, of course. Here, this is the Comic Book Advocates newsroom, which you guys are seeing right now. There we go. And in the newsroom, remember, not only do you get the top stories brought to you by Geek Insider, they are in charge of the headlines, but you get from the Comic Book Advocates Network this week's by day, the videos of the day, which include Sunday Funnies, Sunday Comics Brunch on Sunday, Geek Insider Bump right here that you saw, and then the news programs themselves. And we also are very, very excited to show cool little quirky videos. We have some from Jax. You'll see that later in the program. Pop XP is something we have, and something from an interview with Luke Stone. So a lot to share with you guys. We're excited about this and how it's become a way for you guys to interact with each other and share things. This is a newsroom where you get to tell us the news by just going to the bottom here, put in your name, your email, and your message. So it's that simple, guys. Welcome to it. Marv says hello. What's going on? I'm working. I am at work waiting for my wife. How you doing? Heather Ellen says good morning. That's awesome, Meredith. Congrats. Yep, we're very excited for Meredith. We're going to jump into the news right now. It's Thursday morning. You guys survived the vice presidential debate. Don't worry, we're not going to talk about the fly. We're just going to get on with the indie news and talk to you about all the great stuff and all the great stuff happening. And there you go. There is one of the great things happening. The Breakfast Buzz by Indie Volt is a little over its normal time. It's still going on right now. So they're having a great conversation between Scott, Joe, John, Modin, and Randy. So pretty exciting stuff. And here's one for you to read off, Meredith. And I'm going to make it bigger. Don't worry. I just needed it smaller to show off the videos. So here we go. Some good art. There you go.
All right. The Night Wolf, Volume 1, trade paperback at Kickstarter Monday, October 19th at 8 a.m. Eastern. Are you ready to join the Wolf Pack? Visit the pre-launch page and then click the Notify Me on Launch button. Link in the comments.
And remember,
the featured art is by Carlos Herrera.
And remember, if you guys have news that you wanted us to cover, but you didn't get to send us an email, you can put it in the chat. We will still try to cover it during the program today. So here we go. Back to our Thursday rundown. We're going to make it a little bigger so everyone can see it at home. And here we are. This is not the Night Wolf, but more importantly, there's cover. It is, right? We talked to our friend Rob yesterday, and he came on during Backer Pause. But here's something interesting. This is 10 days until a Kickstarter launch. And this is going to be for program 10 days till launch of the first issue of the horror anthology series, Dismay Avenue. And be sure to go to the Kickstarter link below and click notify me on launch. And so you will be notified when it goes live on October 17th. I guess program wasn't the name. I don't know why it has program. Oh, program might be one of the stories within the actual thing. So that's probably one of the stories. And we're pretty excited about more crowdfunding events coming up because it's something more for Backer Pause. So we have some news from Scout, if you want to talk about it.
Well, let's see here. Redshift?
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up. Ooh, look at that art.
That's
all right,
nice.
So here's the official release.
All right, so the log line, with humanity struggling to survive on Mars, an astronaut crosses into a distant solar system on a hunt for a new world. The creators is writer Himkar Tak, artist Brent David McKee, and colorist Sebastian Chang. So the synopsis is every decade so far, we've been able to work together and pool our scant available resources to send an explorer into space. Every time we pin our hopes and dreams on these voyages, that one of these voyagers might return with news of a new world, but none have ever come back. And now we are out of time. Mars is out of water and on the brink of civil war. We have one last chance, but it's a long shot. Our best astronaut suffers PTSD. We're counting on him to bring back news of air, water, life. If not, this is our last stand on this cold, breathless, desolate planet. Should I continue?
We can talk about the HS TAC quote.
Yeah, the HS TAC quote. Brent's work on this book is honestly some of the best work I've ever seen in comics, and with their innovation team and guidance, Scout coming on as our Houston, there's no better navigator. Also quickly want to thank Dr. Wesley Traub from the Exoplanet Exploration Program at NASA, JPL, talking me through this narrative. The men and women there never lost their wonder, and that's what I tried to capture in this saga. So that's really cool that they've actually talked to our space people, NASA.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big science nerd. I'm watching the Challenger thing now on Netflix, the documentary. I remember the Challenger blowing up, and I remember how dangerous space travel will always be. So this is definitely something that sounds interesting. And when I go to Scout is local to me, so I actually get to be able to drive there, believe it or not. It's actually in Fort Myers where I currently live. I'm from New York City. And if you see me bouncing around, I look short today for some reason. I don't know why it's bothering me. I look short. I never look short, but for some reason I seem like I'm slouching. So I'm trying to get over my own name here. Speaking of funny stuff, let's talk about Guano Guy.
Hey, Mark Dart. Boy, have I got a fun little thing for you today in the Guano Guy. And this one, Guano Guy, is pep talking himself. After, of course, the monologuer lets you, the reader, know what's going on in the story.
But your popularity chart could look a lot more like this if you went out and actually stopped some crime. Could a selfless act of heroism garner me the attention I so desperately deserve? Yes, I think maybe it could. Agreeing with himself mightily, Guano Guy sets off to actually fight some crime. I'm off to fight some crime! I already told them that. Shut up, existential monologuer! Everyone knows you're not real! I am too. Please believe in me.
And this is another reading from the Guano Guy. Check it out on Kickstarter.
All right, and we're back, and we're gonna
Guano
talk about.
Guy.
I know, just you don't know what to say after watching that other than wow. He's on Kickstarter now. Make sure to get your copy before the Kickstarter ends. Do you know about the XP people? Pop XP.
I have been watching them. I do follow them on YouTube.
They had an awesome guest last night. They had the longtime Mad Magazine creators being part of the show. This was pretty awesome, actually. Desmond Devlin and Tom Richmond want to keep their parody genre alive. I would like to see that. And they have something called Claptrap, a hardcover collection. And we're going to go over and look at it. So this is, and I have, you can go click the link. So we go over and be transported to where they were. And here we go. This is from Niall Scalia. I hope I'm saying that right. Let's get Matt.
I think.
Scala. Thank you. Join us tonight. Well, it was last night, so good news. It's already been filmed. Join us on Pop XP as we welcome some of Mad Magazine's finest creators, Devlin Desmond and Tom Richmond, to the show. Desmond and Tom want to keep the world of parody alive. Artist Tom Richmond debuted in Mad Magazine in the 2000s, becoming its signature cartoonist in the years that followed, and is the winner of the prestigious 2011 Reuben Award for the year's outstanding cartoonist. Writer Desmond Devlin wrote his first Mad article in 1984 when he was a teenager, became its most prolific writer during his 36-year tenure, and is known knows the winner of the prestigious, and I guess known as the winner of the prestigious 2011 award. Oh, and knows the winner of the prestigious award. Over the years, they are just some of the many films and shows Desmond have teamed up to satirize. And we're not going to read that list, but more importantly, here is their campaign. Claptrap on Indiegogo was raised $42,000, so close to its goal. 44 days to go. This is about the Mad Magazine creators. We do not have permission to play the video on the show, but it's something you guys should definitely check out, and you can check it out right now. If we can, we'll reach out and see if we can't help them and get permission to play it on a future backer pause. So stay tuned for more. And Victor Dandridge.
I grew up with Mad Magazine, so that's been in my life like my entire life.
Do you mind?
I'm so happy
Yeah, and do you mind if I take this one? Because Victor's a person.
Go ahead.
Victor was on our show yesterday for Backer Pause. Took some hardest working man in comics, made time for us. And the Metaverse, which is New York Comic Con's online event, MCM Comic Con. We're still trying to figure it all out, how it works. We're going to be talking a lot about that today. More importantly, the big news is Artist Alley is now officially live. That's right. They have a virtual Artist Alley. And yeah, we're going to take a quick look at it. We're going to jump into it. But more importantly, what I want to do is I want to acknowledge something. This is 10 years of Victor Dandridge, Vantage House Productions. He's done amazing stuff. Was talking yesterday about putting it all together and just making it something fantastic. Congratulations, Victor. There's passion and heart shown through for a decade of awesomeness. We look forward to the next decade from Vantage House. And you can start off that second decade today, helping them get to 20 years by visiting him in Artist Alley, including all these amazing other creators, including Andrew Griffith, who does amazing Transformers art. If you don't notice, that's actually a Transformer and a G.I. Joe crossover right there. So how cool is that? Wow. Our friend Art of Pinto, John Pinto, is going to be in the virtual space. We're looking for just so many amazing names here. We're trying to call out all of our friends. Let's see. We have friends of the show, I mean. And some of these people are people I know, but I'm trying to... Chris Matt, of course, a friend of the show. Check him out. Dan Parent, we've had some of his stuff on our show. Just look at all these amazing creators in this. This is a really cool thing. I hope this works. This looks like an interesting Artist Alley. Credit to New York Comic Con. They always seem to be able to figure out how to do the Artist Alleys right. And there's Georges Geneti, and I think I'm saying his name wrong, but he's a great guy. I run into him all the time. Of course, Greg Berman, who's got the Kickstarter right now, and this is the Tusky Hares and the Search for Sakita. Oh no, hold on, I wrote it down. Sadiki.
Sadika.
There we go. There we go. I gotta add something. Sadika. Thank you, Meredith. Amazing book right there. And I'm just bad with names, guys. So I apologize. It's one of those things with the dyslexia. You never know how someone actually pronounces it. Names seem to go against pronunciation establishment. Jean Paul Deschong, he's a great creator. All these people, Jessica Lynn, great creator. Jerry A. Gaylord, amazing creator. Jim Shooter, how can you not give love to Jim Shooter? Look at all these names. Doesn't this just impress? Like, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm depressed. I always go to New York Comic Con and I always run into I was telling Meredith this before the show. I'm depressed. This is the first time in my life, after 42 years, I will not be in New York City. It's going to be the first time in over a decade I will not be attending New York Comic Con. I plan my year around this show. I plan to be first, I plan to get a table, and then I get told I'm not good enough. My heart's broken. Then I try to get in as a pro. I've been lucky. I've been able to get a pro, so no second heartbreak. And every so often they give me a press pass, too, for us covering this. And I always try to buy a ticket for a friend or two so I don't have to do it alone if I don't have a table. So Kaylin Smith is going to be in attendance. So that's some pretty good news. Just look at all these amazing people that you guys can check out this weekend from home and get your wares today. And I'm looking for more names. So Meredith, what do you miss about going to cons? I know you were just getting into them.
Well, I had a really long hiatus from it because I was raising kids and doing the family thing and the work thing. So it's so amazing to have that crush of people, to see all of the creativity, to meet with a lot of people, and just taking that 5 minutes. It was the last one that I was at was in February, and I called them my Lady Geek Quickies because I was under the Geek Insider banner, and so these 5-minute interviews really led to a lot of networking opportunities. That's really another thing that I miss, is that networking opportunity. Let's pass some business cards. Let's catch up on social media. Let's get you on an interview. Let's see what you're doing, and some of these things have actually turned into collaborations and stuff. So just that crush of people, meeting, networking, it's just so amazing. There are a lot of things that I don't miss about it. And again, a lot of it could be like the crush of people and, trying to chase down a meal while you're still trying to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to you, Rob. I mean, there's just like so many things. It's just that full immersion experience.
And of course, Victor Dangerous has The Trouble with Love, Wonder Care, The Samaritan, and Origins Unknown. And he's on Kickstarter still right now, where you can support him for The Trouble with Love, which is just doing fantastic there. And we'll try to show some other creators tomorrow from this so we can give some love. Andrew Griffith, just amazing Transformer artist. I actually own some of his original art. It's really good. And I just fantastic artist. I'm surprised there's not more here. He just has a commission. So you can follow them. I like this. This is something a lot of the other shows weren't very good at, is telling us how they could follow someone. This is a great idea.
Yeah, that's actually something that I try to do with Geek Insider. But being that we're a really small, kind of operation, we have a very small team. It's if people don't send me their information, it doesn't get added. I just don't have time to chase that information down.
No, I hear you, and you only can do what you can do, right? Chris Mad, of course, friend of the show. Check out these amazing creators. I will reach out to Chris and tell him, hey, dude, you should put up some art or something, right?
Oh, definitely.
Get it done. Get some cool stuff out there. So we could talk. We're going to be talking a lot about this over the course of the next 2 days. There's a lot to talk about. Wish we could highlight every creator one by one, but for now, we're going to have to move on with the news. And Meredith, it's your turn to tell us about this Scout announcement.
Okay, Scout COMiX announces. Whoop, that disappeared for a second.
Well, I'm giving you the whole release. So if you see that, guys, there's a whole release. Just click on the link. That's a site link. That's our own site link. So go ahead.
So, okay, so the log line is Peace is Quiet, Noise is Rebellion. Volume is a 4-issue tale of teenage rebellion and superpowered punks. It's a fun action romp that blends Riot Girl attitude with dystopian sci-fi, all sent hurtling straight toward you in a furious blur of music and color. So it lists the creative team, and in summary, if you could scroll up a little bit, Rob, for me, I'll get the summary real quick. So in the messed up world of tomorrow, a populist dictatorship known simply as the regime have made music illegal, preaching a perverted version of law and order called Peace is Quiet. Standing up to this onerous silence is Essa, a teenager sick of living in the bland and colorless world the regime has created. She's 16, fed up, and her only weapon is one killer rock song. See, when Essa listens to her favorite track, a bellowing punk anthem called Garbage Heart, she doesn't just feel invincible, she is invincible. Imbued with superhuman strength and durability for listening to the song, what follows is a chaotic mess of color, punk music, and robot punching. Needless to say, it's going to get noisy. So the quote from the writer and co-creator, Christoph Boga, I don't know how to say that name, Bogas.
Okay. Best guess.
Okay, so is it like a Polish name with the CS?
I'm guessing so. Bogas.
Yeah, because if that's a...
I think we're only making it worse. I think that we're...
I know. I was going to read his quote.
Sorry, that was a mistake. I do think we're making it worse, though, so we just...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I think I...
Oh, no.
Technical
difficulties. We should have that overlay.
This is just an idiot operator. Please excuse our idiot operator for being stupid. All right, Meredith.
So beyond his name, his quote is, "Volume has been rattling around in my head for a while now. This is me venting all my pent-up teenage rage in an immature display of punching explosions and song lyrics. The best part is I get to pull Sky and Nadia into the fray with me, and now Scout as well. As a fan of books like Long Lost and Heavenly Blues, I couldn't be more excited to be working with Scout to bring this punk-drenched power fantasy to life." End quote. Back to you, Rob.
There we go. Back to Thursday's headlines. And this was cool. Jax is getting into the Halloween spirit. I just want to give everyone a smile. We're going to get some stuff just to get there. And there's Jaxie as the Mandalorian. He's just into it already, man. I must be doing something right. And here is the actual video for the at Pop XP. I don't know why it got separated so much. I apologize for that, but here's the video anyway. And it's also on Comic Book Advocates until the end of the week. So, Oswald Chronicle.
Still available on in demand. It's Oswald Chronicles Fallen Gods 1 through 4. And it's available. I believe he's funded. It's in demand now. But it says only 3 days left to get your copy of the Oswald Chronicles Fallen Gods, where we see Oswald battle crazed gods and evil sorcerers. So that was... Okay, so he's still got 40 hours left.
And he needs guys. You got to help him out here. Get my boy JD funded. We need $103. This is something that we can get done. So what we're going to do, we're going to call this the crowdfunding campaign of the day. And I know we haven't done that this week, and that's more on we've had a busy week. So, and plus we've had people come on every day and talk about their crowdfunding. This is the first day we haven't had anyone talk about their crowdfunding. So it's not like we forgot. We've just been talking about crowdfunding. But here you go. This is what you need. Get this book now. And you can get all the past issues. I don't know why everyone always says, you have to tell them that you'll have the past issues. No, you don't. Just give it a good pitch line. You'll be fine. No one cares about past issues until they realize there are past issues. So avoid giving numbers and instead name your chapters. That's a great tip. You never say, unless it's a number one, never mention the number, and always have the back issues available. If you don't have the back issues available, you're setting yourself up for failure. And don't miss out. All right, this is from CB Zane. He says, feeling horny? Oh, man, it's been 2020, brother. You don't know. That's the call of the siren is. 6 days to go for the Comic Unity inline convention on Kickstarter. So this was an interesting idea. It was one I actually pitched for Terraform to do something similar to this. Meredith, how do you think it's gone so far? Have you tuned into any of the panels, any of the stuff? They've had some great promotional pieces that we've covered during the past few weeks.
I really wish I could say that I've tuned into a lot of the panels. Unfortunately, I've been kind of hosting my own and working on our indie event in November. But I know that a lot of the people who are participating in it, they're having a great time. They're doing a lot of promotional stuff. The cosplay is really, really cool. I mean, some of the images, the photographs are very cool. And so it's going to be, I shouldn't stiff competition. I don't know why I paused there.
It's the whole horny thing got you thrown off.
It did.
This is from Thanos. You shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. You should definitely avoid this horse's mouth. Halloween King and Army by Loud Screw Comics. Quick sketch and color practice. So, kind of cool. Sure, it might not be the scariest of armies, but nothing says Halloween than chibi demons trying to get treats and play tricks. Hey, I'm all for Halloween. Sign me up. Then we have something here from our friend Joe D. McPhee.
All right. With a little over 10 days left, we're pushing forward to unlock our stretch goals. We are only one backer away for the first art print to be unlocked and added to all backer rewards. We're only 562 away from this first version variant, unlocking and adding all backers rewards. Take a moment to help the story of Alyssa Masters grow by backing Amazonia #1 10th anniversary edition on Kickstarter. So 10th anniversary, guys. That is quite a milestone.
Yep, that's 10th anniversaries. Someone was talking to me about my comic book career, and this is how long I've been going to New York Comic Con. I went to New York Comic Con before it was popular, back when you could get a ticket no matter what. Then Kevin Smith showed up, and it changed everything. I didn't realize. I first started writing a comic book when I was younger, but seriously and taking it more seriously right after September 11th. I was inspired by the events of September 11th. So I'm going on 20 years next year. So 2001, I really started, and it's the journey that you wouldn't believe. And a lot of it, you get that, and Meredith knows what I'm talking about. You want to do it, life gets in the way. This job pays too well. This is going on. You have this happening. And I was getting paid really well. And even at a point, I trained to be a wrestler. That's the crazy journey I've been on. So,
what's funny, Rob? With I was thinking back, and really the first comic book that I collaborated on was in junior high. My friends and I, we passed a notebook around. We actually drew. We did the narrative, the dialogue, everything, and. And then we sent it because we were such fangirls that we sent it off, and we immediately got a cease and desist, and that basically killed it for decades.
I'll do it. Hey, you, stop playing with my toys. Fine, I'm at it. We've all been there. One of the first things I wrote when I came into comics and I started my own thing, I started writing my own comic, and then I started writing everyone. Then you start writing like fan fiction a little bit to practice. I'm telling you, man, I got some great ideas. DC, come hire me.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. I'm going to let you get Sean's.
Okay.
Hey, long.
Douglas, I thought this might interest you, being a comic fan yourself. Have you seen our latest XCT Kickstarter? It's now live. Come join Spartacus on his most epic adventure yet, traveling through an interdimensional portal. The paragon of the Extreme Championship Tournament collides with the Infinity Multiverse in a limited series where you get to vote and influence the story. Sound interesting? Click the link. That art's pretty good too. Look at that action piece.
Yeah, he's doing great stuff, man. Very impressed by him. And this is a shot, and this is one of those times where it folds in on itself. So we'll open it up. Here we go. This is from Tony Kitrell, and it's only 5 days left. The Regulators campaign and $900 to raise. Get into the story and get caught up with the catch-up print reward for $30. With this tier, you get the Regulators 1 and 2, plus the Regulators Handbook, #1, along with digital copies of issues 2, and a set of ultra prints and beautiful Greg LaRoche group prints. Get yours today and help bring this series to life. Not that it did this, but just as a funny moment and just for a laugh, there was a point when people were actually giving out PDF versions that were signed. I could not stop laughing at that. I'm like, so you signed your PDF copy, did you? Did you sign it? But that looks like a great book. It's definitely something you guys should check it out. We had it on the backer pause yesterday. This is about the Spotlight. We were talking about this later. This is Creator Spotlight. Had Luke Stone. Luke Stone was in there talking about hybrids, the sons of gods. And we just happen to have some promotional pieces for that. So why don't we give some love and show it off?
New from Terraform COMiX, Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
And also, we have some stuff from XCT, so we might as well just give you a little look at the XCT universe.
Join Spartacus in his most epic adventure yet. Traveling through an interdimensional portal, the paragon of the Extreme Champion Tournament collides with the Infinity Multiverse in a limited series where you get to vote and influence the story.
And that we're just giving you a little taste of that because that's got a great opening right there. It's a perfect pitch. Someone had messaged me that they thought that there was something wrong with the Facebook feed. I see it now. Facebook's been having trouble, so Lord knows what's going on with Facebook today. Luckily, we record these shows, so you can get them at Geek Insider. It's not the Russian one. We did find a Russian one. Be careful to look for the English subtitles. The Geek Insider, just look for the G, and it's going to look a little like this. When you see that beautiful logo right there, you know you hit the right spot, and you can check it out then and there.
Well, this is also on the Comic Book Advocates Network, so make sure that you head over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button there too.
Yep. Both places, great ways. Comic Book Advocates is more geared towards our educational. We do put the news there. Geek Insider, of course, we work with. We are their comic book wings, so we try to promote everything and anything that we can promote right now. I've been horrible at trying to promote the fact that it costs money to do these things. I really need to start playing that promo again. I mean, I tried the side of the street with the can, but people are like, I don't get it. Why would I pay you for a comic book thing on the side of a street? I was like, I'm just trying something new. I have seen some people going out, though, and actually selling their books in parking lots. You got to hustle. This is the year of the hustle. And here it is. Tomorrow's the big day that we've been waiting for. This is all about Victor Dandridge talking about how he's been through that 10-year journey. Super excited for my friend. Congratulations. Can't wait to see what the next 10 years brings. Nothing but credit and love. And if you notice the doubling of the video, it's because hello. And of course it plays. Every so often it won't play, so I've actually uploaded the videos too. So it plays from here. He's just a super energetic guy, hardest working man in comics, and is so genuine. And just for your entertainment and for a cute moment on the show, I give you Jax, the Mandalorian.
Okay, this is the way. Jack, say this is the way. Jack, say this is. No. Say this is the Yep. Way.
Oh no, he took it off. He took off the mask. He can't be a Mandalorian anymore. No, we're having fun with Halloween. And again, just trying to give some people some laughs and some entertainment. So appreciate your kids and the time that you have with them. They grow up fast. And ooh, something spooky for the Halloween season. Go ahead, Meredith. Tell us about this spooky art.
Well, let's see here. Victor Dandridge is with Ryan Carter and Harold Edge when they were talking about this. I can't bring people back from the dead. It's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it. It's October, and I thought, what better way to celebrate than zombify Apex Prime, one of indie comics' greatest champions. Never heard of him? Well, you're in luck. He's the star of The Trouble with Love, which is currently running an astoundingly successful Kickstarter campaign right now. Make sure that you head over to that link. And if you dig this image, well, it might be a gifted print for all our physical reward backers. So please continue to pledge and share and add this critically acclaimed series to your collection. Go there now. I added that.
Yeah, and definitely go there. And I second that. And we're very proud to be promoting creators here. But we also want to promote the fact that Comic Book Advocates was born thanks to Buddy Scalera. I wouldn't be doing what I do. This news program wouldn't be if it weren't for this panel that I don't get to be at this year. So, you know, it's hard. It's very hard to not be part of New York Comic Con this year and be part of Buddy's stuff. We are talking with Comic Book School, and we're going to be doing stuff virtually. Stay tuned for breaking news over the next couple days as big announcements are going to be made. So stay tuned. We'll be bringing it to you very shortly. And here we go. It's time to talk about Independence Con.
All right. So IndieVent, it's better known as IndieVent. That is the hashtag that has been going around. And we have a 1-week event, November 9th through the 13th. We are inviting people to bring their own shows. If you've got panel ideas, if you want to be a guest, we've got things like Spooky Tales, where we are inviting people who write. If you have a flash fiction story that is 2,000 words or under, and you want to get on camera and read to us, entertain us, I have a couple of days open for that. So let's see your stories. Let's hear your stories. Let me know that you're interested. I'm also putting together a cosplay contest, which is going to be posted up this weekend with the details. It's going to be pretty simple, but it's going to be solos, deadly duos, and groups. So we're actually putting together some prizes and things. So there is going to be something, as well as the ability to say, hey, I won a cosplay contest through Geek Insider. It'll be our very first one. And we've got Phantasmagoria that has confirmed. We have a few other people who have confirmed. And we, if you want to hit that enter or the Crypt Week link at the top, you'll see some of the things that we have added already. So Geek Insider is going to be there. The Dead Enders is a zombie apocalypse web series that's available. We're going to do something fun. It's going to be like a scavenger hunt. So I'm waiting for 8 players to volunteer themselves and just make a mess of their desk. But that's it. If you guys want to get some information, make sure that you contact me at meredith@geekinsider.com. Or you can go right over to IndieVent, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get some updates.
Absolutely. And we're going to get back into the news now. We're actually running a little behind, so we're going to have to go just a tiny bit faster. Meredith loves when we start doing this. My philosophy is, it's none of my business what people say of me and think of me. I am what I am, and I do what I do. I expect nothing and accept everything, and it makes my life so much easier. Anthony Hopkins had said that famously. It is something that you guys gotta really embrace. You gotta stop trying to prove people wrong about yourself and just prove yourself to be the person you think you are by your actions. And our mainstream market watch is brought to us by IndieVolt. Download the Roku app and get it on your Google Play devices today. All right, so the truth be told, not having New York City this year, New York Comic Con, I mean, and even New York City this year is putting me in a funk. It is. There I am, crying so much that a rubber ducky can swim. It is that. It is that. I've got the feels, guys. I got the feels. I drag out my feelings from underneath the bed so I could really feel how much this hurt. But what do you think? Would Batman be good as an R-rated film, Meredith? The new Batman?
Why not? I think it's...
You do lose a market. The kids won't be able to go.
This
doesn't look like it's being made for the kids.
I don't think it's going to be that big a deal, honestly, because the parents that bring it into their homes, whether they're streaming it or whether they buy the Blu-ray or whatever, it's kids are going to be watching it anyway. It's Batman. How can you not?
Well, and I think that's the danger of it sometimes with these characters that they've made so commercial. It's sometimes hard to walk away from seeing them as what you've created them, a family-friendly franchise. So. Like if you did a Red Hood movie or called it Red Hood, you'd probably be able to get that R rating. That may be.
Yeah, but Batman's always been kind of dark. I think that the R rating is probably where he should have been all along, and really really focus on that character development as far as the dark side of him.
All the Batman fans who started in the '60s just gave you a big sigh. I remember Adam West. He wasn't dark at all. He had blue, I tell you. So, Jurassic World Domination Crew test positive for Corona. And Meredith, what does that mean in the next story?
Let's see. So that means it delays the release to 2022.
That's right. No Jurassic Park for any of you or any of us. That's right. Not until 2022 will we get the next installment. Good news is that you're going to get all the returning cast from the first Jurassic Park actually showing up in this version of Jurassic World. So that'll be interesting. We get to see what they've been up to for the past 20 years. And if you want to know the difference between the Lucifer series and the Lucifer comic book, CBR did a great job of telling us about that. And they also brought us comicbook.com, brought us our stories about Jurassic World, and Screen Rant brought us the story on top about Batman. And I brought you the story from my own feed about my feelings. So here we go. The New York Comic Con XMCM Comic Con Metaverse is here. Here's a link for it. I wanted to make sure we got you guys the link. And here you go, Meredith. You get to talk about this awesome back.
All right, so this is from Gotham Knights, from hacker to hero. This is your official guide to become Batgirl.
I really like the art. The art's cool. I like when they make the outfits actually make sense, especially for women. Like, look, she doesn't have to show off her midriff. Maybe not showing off her midriff's a good thing, so she won't get scratches and cuts. I don't know. Maybe armor's a good thing. Maybe. No, unless you're Wonder Woman.
I like the fact that it's not all TNA also.
Yes. And Batgirl's never really been that. She's been able to be sexy and smooth and cool without showing off too much. I mean, Wonder Woman, she's bulletproof. What does it matter? Yeah, I'd strut out like that too, like right out the gym. Oh, comfortable this way. I don't got to get all sweaty in the suit. She don't need armor. Here's some big news. Hulu to advertise comics at the end of Murdoch's episodes for Marvel Comics. What a shocking idea. A comic book television show is going to talk about comic books that you can buy. I don't know, man. I don't know if the world's ready for it. Meredith, can we handle this?
I don't know. It's shocking. I have no idea.
And Glenn B. Fleming says this is the same problem the BBC have with Doctor Who. In the past almost 60 years, they can't make up their minds if it's for kids or not. And it's true. They kind of do swing back and forth. Sometimes it's zany and kind of fun, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa. Man.
I think that might have been referring to the Batman thing, too.
Yeah, the rated R thing. I got, he was talking about that. But Doctor Who has swung that way. The David Tennant episodes especially were almost bipolar with the kind of like he was so happy and like almost campy, and then he'd do something so dark and you'd be afraid of him. And that was credit to David Tennant for being able to do that. to bring a character that you wanted to cheer for. You just wanted to make sure you stayed on his good side. And there's the actual an ad for comic books in a television show that actually is created from a comic book. Who knew it could happen? It's not like people have been saying they should be doing that for over a decade now. Speaking of other news, every Marvel movie ranked by 6,000 Inverse readers. This is brought to us by Inverse.com. See if you agree with their list today. Meredith, you're up. This is some good news.
All right, MCU. Will Hugh Jackman play Wolverine one last time in Doctor Strange 2? So rumors suggest that he could. Very interesting. And that's from cheatsheet.com.
And this is interesting because it's actually it's actually a way that all these people can come back. There's been talk about the Spider-Verse and having all the different actors come back and play the different characters they played from different Spider-Man movies. I'm in. I'm all in. Take my money. Please bring back movies. And let me ask you, Meredith, do you miss going to movies? I miss going to movie theaters. I never thought I would. I was always like, I'd rather be home. After this year, no, I'd rather go to the movies.
No, I honestly don't. I honestly, if anything, I miss drive-ins. And because of, the beer bug, I think they're coming back. And that makes me very happy. I don't really miss the theaters, though.
Meredith to HR. We all know what happens at driving. All know what happens at driving. So one thing about even with this beer bug is Meredith was saying, the Shazam movie has been pushed back and pushed back. They had kid actors. So there's concern that you're going to see a sequel with college kids that were once in elementary school. Like the soap opera problem where they're suddenly aged by a decade. Because for those who don't know, Shazam was filmed now over 4 years ago. Began filming if I'm not mistaken, in 2016. They announced all the actors and they got everyone together. 2017 was most of the filming. For a very high budget film like this, it takes a year. So they film it. So by the time they were at the other year, these kids were already a year older. That's all the way back in, and I'll look it up. Actually, we'll ask Echo. Echo, when was Shazam released?
Shazam was released on April 5th, 2019.
2019 Shazam came out. I can't believe it was 2019. It feels like so long ago, doesn't it, Meredith?
2020 feels like forever.
I know.
No, it feels like the year that won't end.
Back when we were able to go outside without all the protective gear, I remember going to things called movie theaters. Back all the way.
Going back to these kids, though, I mean, I have 3 boys, okay? It was one summer, and they shot up like 8 inches tall. My bones hurt just thinking about it. But yeah, so for you did that?
I did that in the middle of the school year. Like, I was bullied at the beginning of the school year, and I was no longer bullied by the end of the school year. It was suddenly me looking down like, yes, do you have a problem, little person?
Yeah, so for these kid actors or even young teenagers, because I think boys don't even stop growing until they're 20, 19 or 20, So that'll be interesting.
Put all the male chauvinists
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, put all the male chauvinists to bed. This will hurt their feelings. Go ahead, Mary.
Natalie Portman reveals new Thor Love and Thunder details, including that Jane has, and there's a spoiler in this one from GamesRadar.com.
We're going to let you check out the spoiler on your own. I'm just, I'm excited about this. I like Natalie Portman. I don't like how she's handled relationships with Marvel. Seemingly that's in the past. They're working together again. She's never talking badly. It was about a director in the end of the day and her wanting to work and supporting a director. The end result here, though, that I want to point out is that for any time that there's a strong female character, there's a lot of negativity. Can we not do that this time? Can we wait till we see the film and review it? Can you not review it from this moment? Because there's going to be someone this week who's going to make a video. Oh my God, Mary Sue. They're making a Mary Sue. So the dude version wasn't Marvin Sue. Marvin Seuss, a Marvin Stew, come on, Superman. I mean, Superman, and then you say that, and there's always that one ass who goes, "Hey, what about Supergirl or Superwoman?" Really, guys, it's 2020. It's okay for a woman to be powerful. I'm just saying, try it out. It's not so bad. Meredith, there's going to be some great panels. New York Comic Con sets virtual panels. Yes, they're going to be pre-taped. I'm sorry. I get it. You see with the Thunderdome and WWE, all the things that fans try to do. You can't trust fans. You can't trust the live environment. I get it. And this is going to mean there's going to be no spoilers. You're not going to have an oops moment. You're not going to have a oops, we left that with editing, because then they'll get sued. So it's not going to have the same excitement. But, man, we need this. We need this in our life right now. We need Metaverse to work. DC fandom was the last big thing that happened. It went really well. I really liked it. I'm really, really pulling for New York Comic Con here.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts, Meredith? Don't hold back.
Nope. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what they do because, again, Geek Insider, we had our first virtual event back in April when things were just barely shutting down. We were like, okay, let's get ahead of this. And we're working on our fourth one. So, we're taking the things that we've learned and we're also observing what other people are doing. It's like, how can we make the next one better? And I hope that that's what we all do as a community. We want to make the event better so that it entertains everybody. That's why we're doing this. Why else would we be here?
And I've seen, and Meredith has seen this too, the ideas that we have had have been taken and used by other people. And I don't mean that in a negative way. No, I'm not Inktober dude who will say, you can't use my thing now that it's popular. No, I want you to see what we're doing. I want other people to do shows just like this one. Take the concept, make it better. I've always said make the better mousetrap. And I'll step aside and I'll team up. I mean, I always say that we teamed up with Geek Insider because they do a better job overall. And now I just focus on comics and I let them handle the rest because they do an amazing job with the indie movies, all that. The only thing they don't really cover yet is wrestling. We need to get a wrestling site to be part of that. And then we're good. We're geekdom to the umpteenth level. So that there's a link to the Artist Alley, by the way, there. And Star Trek finally officially reveals the USS Titan, Riker's post next gen ship. We've never seen the next generation ship for you Trekkies. It was actually in the final episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. I will say no more. No spoilers today on this show, and we'll move on.
Spoil it. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales seemingly reveals his new suit. That's at comicbook.com. Make sure you check it out.
Yep, and they do a great job. Remember, we want you guys to look at these sites because they took the time to really dive into the stories. We're giving you headlines and something interesting to think about, and click the links to support these amazing sites. Speaking of amazing things, there is a way that Supergirl may be able to be not killed off as part of the Arrowverse. So for those who don't know, in the comic book, she goes to the future, and there's a big thing that they created in the future in the series itself. So CBR tells us that they might be able to send her to the future and not actually kill her off. I know Meredith would rather they just kill her. Meredith does not like Supergirl. So we're just going to move on quickly before she says something mean about Supergirl again. And we're going to talk about something else.
Marvel's Darth Vader comics are finally letting the Sith Lord grieve. He's a villain. Does he really grieve? Come on.
Well, it's so twisted. It's so twisted to him. He's in pain all the time. He finds out that not only his wife died, because they got married in a secret ceremony. I don't care what anyone says. They were married. They got married. They had twins, and supposedly they both died in childbirth. Now, and everyone's always like, well, how come Vader didn't know they were alive? He's in so much pain and learning to be in pain. I could see there being that momentary lapse of not being able to connect and feeling their energy, you know? So it explains some stuff. I like it. I like
I'm looking forward to it, but there have been a lot of things that Star Wars has done as a franchise that has disenfranchised me. So I am looking for opportunities to come back into the fold.
Mandalorian.
Yes, you can send me hate mail all you want to. I don't care. They've really angered me.
But Mandalorian, watch that and we can come back and talk.
Okay. All right.
Here's every DC comic book movie and TV show panel. At first, I was nervous. I was like, I don't see anything from DC. I was all like, uh-oh, what's going on? Nope, they will have some offerings at New York Comic Con. It just so happens that every different site is only covering a portion of it. Like you'll see in just right here in a few minutes. Lucifer season 6, though, has officially begun filming. That means 5 has wrapped up. I'm so excited. Huge Lucifer fan. Very excited about this. And Meredith, we hear it. I'm sure Geek Insider, you agree with me on this, and comic book advocates. Please do not take this Hurricane Delta as a joke. Be prepared. Start taking this thing could go up to a 3 last I heard. This is heading for Louisiana. I'm so sorry you guys are getting the brunt of it. Florida, for somehow, we're getting set up. We're getting set up for the last hurricane of the year because nothing's touched us really. We're getting set to be hurt. I can tell. The hurricane gods are like, don't worry, Florida. We see you.
We got you.
we coming for you. We just saving you for November. Because there ain't been a big November storm lately. We want to make sure. We ain't had something since Superstorm Sandy. Don't worry, Florida. We coming for you, honey. So I want next year to be the year with 0, because they're setting records this year. How about we set a record of 0 hurricanes and 0 storms next year? How about a nice quiet storm? That's what I sign up for. That's my 2020 vote. Can we vote on hurricanes? I hope we can, so I can't do it anymore. Okay, some big stuff here. And this is I'm telling you, this is going to be controversy right now. I've seen it. Meredith, read it out loud.
All right. Catwoman's new costume revealed by DC Comics, a Catwoman for the modern age. What does that mean?
You got to look at it. I'm telling you, there are going to be people upset. I dig it. Nope. People are going to be, you're going to hear, there are going to be a lot of feelings. It's going to be, we're going to have to get those monkeys from the Devil's Advocate program that are out of work right now because they can't clean up all the chat room nonsense that happened on that show. We're going to put them to work on the internet for what this is going to cause. I'm telling you, people going to be upset about this one.
And that's over at screenrant.com. Make sure you head over there. And while you're following things, make sure you go over to Twitter and follow COMiX Newswire. And that's COMiX with an X.
That's right. The only way to spell comics. WWE SmackDown Season 2 is going to kick off this Friday with Renee Young. She had left the company this year. A female announcer. She did an amazing job. I hope this is the wave of the future. I miss Renee Young. I think she did a better job. And here's some more New York Comic Con. Here's the full lineup for the New York Comic Con. And it's not the full lineup, by the way. They're missing stuff. They're actually missing stuff. That's how big the New York Comic Con online thing is. They've outdone San Diego. I will say that just looking at it right now, they have outdone San Diego Comic Con. I'm calling it. Just for the stuff that they've done and how they've done it, it is better. We'll have to wait to see how the panels are. And unlike San Diego Comic Con, they're actually going straight to YouTube. Just saying, San Diego, New York Comic Con wasn't trying to get the emails you were. Just saying. And here's the Entertainment Weekly's actually paneling up with New York Comic Con to put together some panels together. So they'll have their moderators. They teamed up, getting some love from Entertainment Weekly. How awesome is that? And also, just because these are all related, the New York Comic Con 2020, 13 panels that IGN are excited about. So a lot of love for this. And here's your guide on how to view this. This is brought to us by CBR. So get ready, guys. It's already begun. The Artist Alley is now open. And here you go, some positive news for Meredith to talk about.
All right. Billings Native unveiling new comic in time for Halloween. And that looks like Iron Face. He's back. And that is on KTVQ.com.
Another news program talking about local creators. How awesome is that? I love that this year is doing that, including the return of the Ninja Turtles to its root for a cyberpunk revenge story. Oh my God, the way that they worded that, I had a geekgasm. It was a mess. I had to clean it up. It was bad. We're still trying to figure out which turtle that is. My money is still on Michelangelo. I think it's Michelangelo who's that, because he's gritty and he's angry, and that's the least you'd expect Michelangelo to be. Go ahead.
Okay. And The Rock passes 200 million Instagram followers, following his becoming the most followed man in Instagram. So yeah, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, congratulations. That's a huge milestone.
I want to be like The Rock. And here is a tease of the past, and there might be the art that is the new outfit. Look at it quickly. You're going to have to come to this site to find it. Finn Balor, unfortunately, broke his jaw in 2 places. We wish him a speedy recovery. They had a great match, but it left people for worse for wear. Remember to be kind and share. Subscribe to Geek Insider. Subscribe to Indie Event. We're out of here. That's it. We got through it. Just barely. Say goodbye, Meredith.
Goodbye, Meredith.